Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us at the brand new Middletown Library. Isn't it gorgeous? If you haven't taken the opportunity to walk around yet, please make sure that you do when we're finished here because it's just stunning. I am Frederick County Executive Jessica Fitzwater, and I am proud to report that the state of the county is strong. It really isn't enough, though, to say that the county is strong. We have to measure ourselves against the vision laid out in the Livable Frederick Master Plan. We want and are working towards a community where people live, work, and thrive while enjoying a strong sense of place and belonging. And I am here to tell you tonight that this community truly is thriving. We are the fastest growing county in the state, which creates many opportunities. People want to live and invest here. Young families want to raise their kids, and older residents want to enjoy their golden years here. Entrepreneurs want to create things here. Our growth also creates challenges, which we are meeting head on with practical solutions to protect the things that make this community so attractive to so many people. Our public schools are one of our greatest strengths. Frederick County Public Schools' mission is to inspire, innovate, and motivate. The Board of Education, Dr. Dyson, and her team work tirelessly to provide a diverse and inclusive learning environment, and our educators are committed to meeting the needs of every child every day. Our school system faces real challenges, however, from implementing the blueprint for Maryland's future to keeping pace with rapidly growing enrollment. Frederick County government has been and will continue to be a strong partner in meeting these challenges. We are making historic investments in K-12 education. In my first budget, we exceeded the state's required maintenance of effort by over $49 million. And in the second budget, we exceeded it by nearly $11 million. Altogether, we are investing almost $72 million more in our public schools today than when I took office. Earlier this year, I announced 3 steps that we are taking to reduce school overcrowding on the east side of the county, including using school mitigation fees collected from developers to fund the design of the next new elementary school. I want to thank my partners on the County Council for voting unanimously for this investment. Councilmember Keegan-Air, Councilmember Carter, and Councilmember Cavante are here with us this evening. Thank you all. We are also taking steps to expand the options for students who want to graduate prepared to enter the workforce. FCPS has built strong partnerships with Frederick Community College and others to offer courses from agribusiness to health professions to skilled trades. The educators who lead this work do the best they can with the resources they have, but we all know our Career and Technology Center simply cannot meet our students' growing needs. That's why I'm so excited to announce tonight a renewed commitment to our career and technical education programs. Earlier this month, we organized a steering committee for a career and technical education strategic master plan. This group, which includes representatives from FCPS, FCC, Workforce Services, and the Chamber of Commerce, will examine our existing career and technical education facilities and offerings and make recommendations for building the infrastructure we need to provide a world-class career and technical education program right here in Frederick County. And we know that investments like this transform lives. This summer, we saw firsthand the impact of Workforce Services Summer Youth Program, which places youth in apprenticeships and provides training so the next generation has the skills to succeed in our economy. Let's hear how it works from Dave Schmidt of Frederick Air and his apprentice, Rashawn Douglas.
So my job is to recognize and capitalize on opportunity, and Frederick County Workforce Services Youth Apprenticeship Program is a vital resource for us as employers because it connects people like Rashawn with us and provides that next generation with skills that they're going to need for the future.
My experience at Frederick area has been nothing but great, from the skilled training to the guys just wanting to help you all around. It's just all around amazing, you know. They want to see you succeed and get better at your career.
This is often the very first job that the youth have, and it gives our team leaders the opportunity to learn how to teach someone to be successful. The staff at Workforce Services are incredible. They get it. They understand how valuable their efforts are. Everyone wins when an open job is filled. And I appreciate the account executive for shining a light on this, because Workforce Services gets up every day and they identify jobs, they connect the talent to it, and under leadership of County Executive Fitzwater, this is a good, correct, and important use of our resources.
I am so impressed by the work that Dave and Steve Schmidt are doing to support people early in their careers, and by the apprentices that I met this summer, especially Rashawn, who are the future of our workforce. And I'm so excited that Rashawn and his family were able to join us tonight, and also Steve representing Frederick Air. We appreciate you all so much, and thank you for joining us. As we continue to help new workers prepare to compete, we are also making investments from transit to childcare to make sure everyone has an opportunity to get ahead in our economy. Frederick County has been recognized nationally for our public transit system. Our Transit Services Division was recognized as the Community Transportation System of the Year by the Community Transportation Association of America. The Transportation Association of Maryland recognized transit services with the Outstanding Transit System Achievement Award, and our own Steve Blady was named Outstanding Transit Employee for all of Maryland. We are so proud of these accolades, but we should be even prouder that our transit team comes to work every day thinking about ways to improve the system, serve more residents, and connect more communities. And as a result, ridership grew an incredible 26% from 2022 to 2023. Tonight, I am announcing an investment in a first-of-its-kind transit hub on the Golden Mile. Much needed. This transit hub will improve rider safety, enhance service at our busiest stop, and ensure equitable access to our transit system for riders on the western end of the city of Frederick. This new facility will include covered waiting areas, upgraded lighting, and real-time bus arrival information screens. Like communities across the nation, Frederick County is experiencing a child care crisis, which prevents many families from participating fully in our economy. As a working mother and solo parent, I know how important it is to find high-quality, affordable childcare. I am so grateful for my network and patchwork of family, friends, and babysitters who help take care of my kids on nights like tonight when I can't be at home. But not everyone has that privilege. We know there aren't easy solutions to this problem, so we're committed to using local data to drive our work. That is why we conducted a child care market study, reaching out to over 1,600 parents and providers in the county. We measured the impact of the child care shortage, ranging from $1 million per year in lost wages to children who enter kindergarten not ready to learn. So we're using the results of this study to identify new partnerships in the community, ways to increase access to high-quality, affordable childcare, and new opportunities to engage with non-English speaking residents to ensure equitable access to programming. Frederick County is a diverse and growing community, and we are committing to supporting people of all backgrounds and abilities to ensure they can thrive in our community. Our Empower program provides resources, educational opportunities, and networking events that support, teach, and connect underrepresented business owners. Earlier this year, we announced a partnership with the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development and the Latino Economic Development Center, which is a local community development financial institution. We established a $500,000 fund that will provide loans to entrepreneurs who complete the Empower Mentorship Program so they can capitalize their businesses. We know that reliable, high-speed internet access is also essential to both small business owners and workers alike. We're helping bring broadband access to our rural communities like Sibyllsville and Libertytown, and we are providing grants through the Home Stretch program so homeowners can afford to run cable down their long driveways. In partnership with the United Way and Frederick Community College, we distributed more than 5,000 Chromebooks this year so residents can be connected to jobs, healthcare, and more. We are so proud that Frederick County has more Main Street communities than any other jurisdiction in the state. And earlier this month, we were honored to host the first ever Maryland Main Street Conference at the Weinberg Center in downtown Frederick. Through the Main Street Maryland program, we are focusing on community development and revitalization in our historic downtowns, unlocking the economic potential of our traditional main streets and investing in our neighborhoods. And while we are building an inclusive economy, we're also building an innovative one. Our manufacturing and technology sectors are thriving, making new investments and creating good jobs in our community. In March, Inventwood announced the launch of their new headquarters, which is home to research and development of their cutting-edge sustainable construction product. The Frederick facility will also house production and commercial operations. Frederick County is home to more than 130 life science companies, many of which are expanding. Last month, Theradaptive cut the ribbon on a space 4 times the size of its old facility. This company is a leader in protein engineering, creating a revolutionary approach to targeted healthcare solutions. And Lonza in Walkersville broke ground on an expansion to manufacture items to ensure medical devices and products are safe. Our Office of Economic Development earned an Excellence Award from the International Economic Development Council, so it was no surprise that the biotech industry chose to host this year's BizNow conference right here in Frederick County. The data center industry is also making major investments in Frederick County. This industry can bring jobs and tax revenue, but unchecked development by any single industry sector is bad business for our community. So we have positioned Frederick County to be a national model by regulating the industry before it is deeply rooted here, which will help maximize the benefits to our community while protecting our quality of life. As we continue to attract business investment and create high-quality jobs, we will never lose sight of our agricultural heritage or our obligation to grow responsibly and sustainably. Last year at this time, I announced the creation of our Office of Agriculture, elevating the role of agriculture in our government and strengthening the link between the farming community and county officials. Our Office of Ag team hit the ground running and has been working with stakeholders to develop a brand new agricultural strategic plan that will help agribusinesses thrive in Frederick County, which will be released in the coming weeks, so stay tuned. We have also been working closely with stakeholders to continue our promise to preserve land. We have protected nearly 80,000 acres, or 80% of our 100,000 acre goal of preserving agricultural land. Tonight, I am announcing a new goal of 160,000 acres of land preserved by 2051, nearly doubling our preserved agricultural land in the next 25 years. And I know we can do it. We know that this goal will ensure that we maintain the county's rural character, protect our rich soils, and continue growing food and fiber for future generations. In addition to preserving land, we're also preserving our history. We established a tax credit for historic preservation work, thanks to the support of the County Council. And we were recognized by Preservation Maryland with their Preservation Champion Award. And the Peace and Plenty Rural Historic District, a first of its kind in the state, has earned statewide recognition. Protecting our natural resources is a core responsibility of local government. We are using technology to make Frederick County more sustainable and resilient. Climate change brings more severe weather more often. When power goes out, it's essential that Frederick County government can continue to provide services. With help from our federal and state partners, we are building resilience for our next generation 911 infrastructure at the Prospect Center. We are installing a solar-powered microgrid, which will create a resiliency hub where residents can access heat or air conditioning and plug in medical equipment during power outages. We're also working to reduce the county's dependence on fossil fuels. As our gas-powered vehicles reach their end of life, we are replacing them with electric vehicles. It's all part of our EV readiness plan prepared by our Division of Energy and Environment. Our team has an almost magical ability to track down grants, and they are helping us to install EV charging stations for the people who live and work in Frederick County. We recently began a stakeholder process for an environmentally sustainable plan to link communities, protect open space, and increase access to outdoor recreation. Like all of our other Livable Frederick planning groups, our new Green Infrastructure Work Group will work with staff to develop recommendations and incorporate input from stakeholders. Let's hear from one of the group's members, Karen Cannon.
The Green Infrastructure Work Group, I think, is a really exciting initiative because this is a chance for us to really plan for the green spaces in between our growth areas and where development is happening. And there's so many demands on Frederick County's land right now between development, corporate growth, the potential for data centers, solar farms, all those sorts of things. The fact that we're going to be intentional about green infrastructure and where that's going to be and how it's managed is just a really important part of our planning. We hope that it's also going to offer opportunities for additional ways for people to get around the county. So maybe there will be green infrastructure corridors that you can use to walk or bike from one place to another rather than having to get in your car. I just think it's really exciting to see all of the progress that's happening here. The expansion of the Division of Energy and Environment and all the work that they're able to do. We just saw that they're bringing in, several million more dollars in grant funding to work on their projects. So I think it's an exciting time to be in Frederick County as an environmentalist because there is a lot going on.
I am grateful for Karen and other environmentalists for their advocacy, and thank you, Karen, for joining us tonight. The first meeting of the Green Infrastructure Work Group is tomorrow, so I hope that those who are interested will attend. We are also investing in environmental justice with air quality monitors in historically underserved or overburdened neighborhoods. People who live near industrial areas are exposed to air pollution, and those who live or work near busy roads breathe in many different pollutants daily. Our environmental justice work will give people a voice as we respond to an increasingly unpredictable climate and work to mitigate the impact of flooding and air quality on vulnerable communities. In 2019, the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments said that our region needed to build at least 320,000 housing units in the next decade to accommodate regional growth. Earlier this year, Governor Wes Moore said the state faces a housing shortage of nearly 100,000 units. For policymakers, this is a large-scale problem. For residents, it's a much more personal challenge because longtime residents are concerned about staying in their homes and newer families are worried about how they will buy a house here. We strongly supported Governor Moore's housing legislation, which is designed to help make Maryland more affordable. And here in Frederick County, we began work on a comprehensive housing needs study, which we will use to develop a county-wide housing strategy. This is the first housing study since 2016, and it wouldn't be possible without our partners, including the City of Frederick. Mayor O'Connor, thank you for joining us and for supporting this work. We expect the housing needs assessment and strategic plan to be finished next year. We are very excited. As part of this work, we continue to leverage county real estate assets to create more affordable housing. This spring, we set aside county-owned land adjacent to the Prospect Center for residential development. With easy access to mass transit, employment centers, and government services, this is exactly where development should be happening. We issued a request for information to solicit ideas on the best ways to bring housing to this site. The deadline for people to submit their materials is next week, and I'm excited to learn what experts think we can do with this property. We also collaborated with our municipalities to secure an important tool that will allow us to revitalize neighborhoods and spur economic development. Frederick County is now officially designated as an entitlement district through the U.S. Housing and Urban Development's Community Development Block Grant Program. This means Frederick County gets funds directly from the federal government and no longer has to compete for funds at the state level. I want to thank our municipal partners, including those who are present tonight. We have Burgess Miller here from Middletown and also our council member Vandergriff from Myersville. So we appreciate our partnership with the municipalities on this effort. Working together, we were able to open the door to an estimated $700,000 that we can use to address specific needs in each community. We have also doubled down on our commitment to fight against housing discrimination. When we learned that people using housing choice vouchers were being illegally charged higher rents than other residents in the same complex, the Human Relations Department investigated, alerted dozens of individuals, and helped them file discrimination complaints with the Maryland Commission on Civil Rights. Our Division of Housing continues to help remove barriers for people who want to remain in their own homes. Let's hear how we were able to assist Nancy Smith.
My insurance company informed me that I need a new roof, and I knew I couldn't pay for it. So my daughter looked into see if I could get some assistance, and she found this grant, and she got in touch with them, and they got in touch with me, and they got it for me. They put me on a new roof and 2 new doors, and it was around $12,000, so I couldn't have done it by myself. And I was very thankful, very thankful.
Nancy was not able to join us this evening, but I do want to thank her for sharing her story. We know that no single solution will solve the housing affordability problem our region is facing, but I am proud to report that in Frederick County, we are using all the tools at our disposal to make this a more affordable place for seniors, veterans, and working families to call home. Everyone in our community deserves an opportunity to play and have fun. We have greatly expanded our recreation programs for people of all abilities. In the past 2 years, the number of adaptive programs has quadrupled, and enrollment has grown to nearly 600 residents. The way we deliver health and social services is changing as well. This year, we pioneered a brand new model for helping vulnerable seniors to be able to age in place. And our first responders and public health officials worked collaboratively to help people battling addiction. I am so excited about our Service Coordination for Seniors program, which helps individuals remain in their homes as long as possible. Our staff work directly with seniors to connect them with the services they need. Let's hear how their program is making a difference in the life of Laura Rosenkrantz, who lives in one of our county-owned subsidized senior apartments at Bell Court in Woodsboro.
I moved to Frederick County in 1976. Now that I have grown old, or getting old, I've had to call upon the Frederick County services, and they are marvelous. They assigned me a service coordinator. Her name is Doris Quintero, and she does a magnificent job. She has set up appointments for me, helped me find doctors, many other services, and whatever I need, I simply call Doris. She's even helped me fill out applications when I could not see well enough to do so. And there's also a resource book put out by Frederick County that is enormously helpful. Anything that you need in Frederick County, there is a solution for, and there will be somebody like Doris to help you along the way.
My name is Doris Quintero.
And I am Payal Jain. We are the service coordinators for the Division of Aging and Independence.
You just met Miss Laura, who is a service coordination client, and we assist her along with other clients of ours connect to community resources available in Frederick, and we partner with community partners to help our clients in those needs.
The goal of our program is to assist the seniors age in place, help them live independently, assist them with completing their applications, and act as a liaison to them.
We believe that service coordination is a great addition to the Division of Aging and Independence.
And it will definitely take away the weight from the families and the aging population, helping them stay independently.
I know that Laura and our team were not able to join us tonight, but it warms my heart to know that she is receiving such good care from the service coordination team. And thank you also to Doris, Payal, and Alondra, our coordinators, and the entire team for the important work that they do every day. We are also improving the way we help people in crisis. We fully implemented a partnership between the Health Department and the Division of Fire and Rescue Services, the Community Outreach and Support Team, or COAST. This program puts a trained peer recovery specialist on the scene with our EMTs when someone overdoses. And we know programs like this save lives. Our 24/7 Crisis Stabilization Center opened a year ago in partnership with the Mental Health Association. Since that time, we have seen a promising drop in the number of opioid-related overdoses. Frederick County is on track for fewer than 24 fatal overdoses this year, compared to 60 in 2020. And we are on pace to cut the number of non-fatal overdoses in half from last year. As you may know, February is American Heart Month, a time to focus on heart health. And we did our part this year to raise awareness by launching a heart health campaign. We included in this campaign videos specifically for audiences who use American Sign Language, as well as videos in Spanish. Our Stroke Smart outreach program also added a Spanish component. Let's turn to Ana Avila to learn how this makes a difference for people in our community.
Mi nombre es Ana. Bueno, cuando yo me levanté, yo comencé a sentir mi labio adormecido, la nariz, a mi ojo pesado, la oreja adormecida y mi cabeza, ¿no? Entonces yo me acordé cuando Gracie nos enseñó el video, que cómo es el comienzo de un stroke, de un derrame cerebral. Inmediatamente yo llamé a mi hijo. Me dieron la atención médica. Si no hubiera sido por eso, yo no estuviera aquí contando esta historia. Por favor, les suplico que cuando ustedes sientan esos síntomas, así del dolor del brazo y todo eso, por favor, llamen al 911 para que le den la asistencia médica. Porque si no hubiera sido por eso, yo no estuviera contando aquí esta historia. Por favor, Cuídense, salven su vida y sálvenle también a los demás la vida.
Anna, thank you for sharing your story and for joining us this evening. And I also so appreciate the hard work of people like Gracie Zarita, who is also here, who helped to bring this information to Anna. Anna and over 35,000 immigrants in our community are the reason that we do this work. Simply put, inclusion saves lives. We are also so excited to see the success of our innovative Family Connects program in partnership with Frederick Health. In its second year, Family Connects offers all Frederick County parents of newborns a home visit by a registered nurse at no charge to check on the baby's and mother's health and well-being. They have detected serious situations like high blood pressure, depression, and respiratory distress. And Frederick Health Hospital reports seeing a 60% decrease in emergency department visits and overnight stays. Now, we know preventative care is incredibly important. Unfortunately, we encounter situations that we cannot prevent, where we are called upon to help vulnerable people who have, through no fault of their own, become victims. Partnerships matter here, too. We worked with the state's attorney's office to develop bodyworks legislation to fight human trafficking, and I want to thank our partners on the council for passing this important bill. I also need to recognize that this partnership goes far and wide. I want to recognize our law enforcement officials, victim advocates, and others who are working together to combat human trafficking and the exploitation of children. Our Intercept Task Force brings together multiple local, state, and federal partners to use research-backed strategies to intensify our efforts to protect vulnerable children. Now, everything I have talked about this evening is done by hardworking civil servants who work every day to support our thriving community. I'm so grateful that I get to work with this amazing team of employees each and every day, and I am committed to making our government an employer of choice, providing great vet benefits and a healthy work environment for our people. With the help of our fantastic team in the Division of Human Resources, we have begun making long overdue changes to the way we manage our talent. We revised our pension program so that people become vested in half the time. We're wrapping up a comprehensive salary study of all non-uniform positions, so we have a roadmap to make sure our salaries match the work that our employees do every day. And in a few months, we will open a health center where employees and their dependents can receive free or very low-cost medical care. Studies show workplaces are more productive and insurance costs decrease when people have fewer barriers to quality care. This year, we also began training on diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging for all Frederick County government employees. We are building a new workplace culture, one where everyone belongs, so our employees better represent the community that we serve. I want to recognize our Office of Equity and Inclusion, which is creating spaces for employees to connect on their shared experiences and support one another. Our employees have created groups working with our Office of Equity and Inclusion for parents and caregivers to come together, Black leaders in action, Christians, people looking for equity among all gender identities, and people looking for ways technology can create accessibility. These are employee-driven and led groups that help to build that sense of belonging. We're also investing in pension changes for our 911 staff and service upgrades to support our firefighters so they can do their job safely. We added a fourth person to fire suppression units in 7 communities from Woodsboro to Point of Rocks. And we included funding in this year's budget to fully staff Station 21 in Wolfsville so we can make this rural area safer. I have to thank our federal delegation for their continued support of Frederick County's SAFER grants, which have enabled us to make these staffing upgrades. You've heard me say this word over and over because partnerships are incredibly important to solving the problems our community faces. When government collaborates with community-based nonprofit organizations, we can serve more people more effectively. Our Community Partnership Grant Program values the amazing work nonprofit organizations do to help people thrive. I was proud to expand the program this year, so even more partner organizations can benefit. The grants do come with accountability standards. By making all nonprofits meet these standards, we are ensuring there is value to our investments in the human services and arts organizations we partner with. This year, we also signed an important partnership with Hood College that will allow us to make decisions that are people first and data informed. Data-driven Frederick has the potential to transform our community. As we build out the partnership with Data-driven Frederick, we are making better use of data throughout government. Our Office of Economic Opportunity launched a dashboard earlier this year, and our Division of Planning and Permitting will release a brand new Livable Frederick dashboard later this year, so residents can hold us accountable and see the progress we're making on implementing our vision for Frederick County. We are also changing the way we budget. For the past 2 years, we have held budget listening sessions in each council district where we hear directly from our residents about how they want to see their tax dollars invested. I want to thank the council members for prioritizing this work and joining me during these sessions. We believe in measuring our investments, which is why we are moving to an outcome-based approach to our budget. This will allow us and our residents to see not only what we are spending, but what kind of impact we are making. Frederick County truly is a thriving community where people can feel a strong sense of place and belonging. We embrace our community's diversity and vibrance. Each one of us is unique and worth celebrating, and we know that being intentional about including everyone is meaningful. Let's watch Jack Cook as they explain what it means to them to be included.
The community here in Frederick really demonstrates how they embrace diversity. They go a long way for all of us. They don't exclude marginalized or multicultural communities. They ensure that everyone is included. They really show that we are seen and that we are known. Communities like mine are actively being embraced. It doesn't have to be a big speech or a big demonstration, but it's in the small things. The little actions, the signs that are posted all over downtown Frederick, the language people use when they're speaking with others, that is what's really impactful. Frederick is such a great place, and I honestly feel lucky to be here.
Frederick County is lucky to have you, Jack, and I'm so glad that you're here with us. And thank you and all of our interpreters for helping to make sure that our deaf and non-English speaking community can be involved in our press conferences and our public meetings and our government. Looking back at the things we've accomplished this year is truly humbling. By working together with the people in this room, elected officials, community leaders, and dedicated public servants alike, our community is thriving, and I can say proudly and with confidence that the state of Frederick County is strong. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Please enjoy some snacks in the beautiful Middletown Library. Have a wonderful night.